Okay, you ready?
Hold on, let me see. It's recording.
Okay, here we go.
Action!
2010, me, 88 maps, 3-star books. That's good. Okay, the first one. This was a granite plaque, which was roughly 3 by 3 feet. I did it in Geneva, and it's on display in the Centre d'Art Contemporain now. And I did it for an exhibition that Adelina von Furstenberg did in a park in the mid-80s, 86, 85, something like that. But if you look at my group shows, you'll find this exhibition that I was in Geneva with Adelina, and that will be the exact date of this piece.
Thank you. Next print or plate, how do you call these ones?
What are we going to I would bet this is 85, 84, 85. It's like the last piece except it's circular, and I would only have to say 84, 85. I cannot date it better than that. Let's just call it 84. We'll call it 84. This is 73, and it's the first cosmology, and done in New York. I did a fast version like this, and I did a very rapidograph version as well. It's a set of 2. I think it might even be now in Lyon, this piece. Let that show. This would be late 90s. It's the same chart as before, except that it's a scripted chart and it's drawn. I would most likely have done this exact drawing for the print itself. That I did this drawing for it, and or it could be out of this last book of mine. More details from an imaginary universe. They might have taken it out of that. I've done hundreds of these drawings, and it doesn't really have a date. But I would say in the 2000s, something like this drawing was most likely, even might have been done last year for this, done for this project. Most likely I did the drawing for this project, so that would have been 2000. These are glass balls that were photographed, and I did the chart on the glass balls. I would bet that these are, again, the first portfolio I did with Helga Maria Klosterfelde, or this would have been my first exhibition. These would have been shown my first exhibition at Christina Guerra Gallery in Lisbon. These photographs are from that, and so you find that and you've got the date. And I did a show at Henry Orbach Gallery in New York. I think this is a photograph from that exhibition. I did all of these drawings on these glass tubes. So my one-person show at Henry Orbach is the date of this piece. Simple. And each one is in a tube, whereas the circles are endlessly. This has a top and a bottom, so it's on the way. And when I have 88 maps, it includes the layers in this picture, which makes it interesting, because it's not what we see, but what is there. That when you do the mapping, when I'm saying maps, it's not necessarily the map that you can read. It's the map that was represented. Christina Guerra, this again, first show at Christina Guerra's. Oh boy. I did a project for the Fabric Workshop where I printed this as a fabric. I would say 86, 85, 86. You can look it up whenever I did this piece for the Fabric Workshop. It's in books. And then this would have been roughly the same era. same time, I would say. Even going back, this actually, the first time I did this was in India, so that'd be 82. This one's 82. This one is a little bit later. This is Fabric Workshop. I also represented this in the first Carl Solway edition. There's a date on there too. So when you get the Fabric Workshop and the Carl Solway edition, then you've got pretty much the date on this piece here. It's called The Field of Cities. That's what this is. And here is the Carl Solway edition, and there is what I just talked about. See, there it is, The Field of Cities. It's right there as part of it. And the exact date of this, I'm not certain, but it's recorded, the Carl Solway edition. Pretty simple. I think I did a glass piece for the Hague Gemeente Museum, and it's represented in my books, and this is very similar to that. It might be the exact same piece. Another one would be a painting that's a rubbing. It's not quite the same. I think this is the Hague Gemeente Museum glass project, and I would gather it's mid-80s as well. You can get an exact date with the group shows, and plus the piece is represented in the books, and you would see it. Oh, 75. This is the first sign of the man that I used in my work, and it was a gift of David Sally's to me. It was a cookie cutter, and I simply put it in and I traced it originally. And this is heaven, sky, ground, and hell, and this is sky and ground uncolored. But I would say it's 75, 70, 74, 75, something like that. This is the cosmology from the 70s, and this is the cosmology from the 80s. There's a difference in the way fate is represented here and here. The difference, both of these drawings, I'm pretty sure, are from either the Koenig book or the More Details book. And I did these drawings for that book, and you'll see them. The date of the book would be the date of these drawings. But the source, the subject date is the 70s here and the 80s here, but the actual drawing that I did would have been that for that book. But more likely the 90s. This is the Munster Sculpture Project. Again, more Field of Cities here. And this is 1987.
Can you tell us more about the 2 pages?
Well, the 2 pages. This page is the stone as it exists. In each one of these is a square meter, so that'll say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 by 7 square meters. So it's big. It's a big area. And so I'm about so tall when I'm walking on. Maybe I'm a little bit smaller. And these are different ways of reading this. So you see this chart here is this here. This breaks down into half the cosmology, half the cosmology. Sign is here, world is here, elements is here, and all of these are, you might say, sentences out of this, or syntax elements out of this. So this is ways of reading this, connections of how you might read. Like here, these are all the connected ones. So this plate, this stone is here, this stone is here, and this stone is here. And they're just connections between the elements. And this is the boiler. That's that distilling device that you see reproduced again and again. Oh, golly. This would have been, this is a 83 for this chart. And this would have been 88, 89 for this chart. This is the 5 different areas. This is